Welcome back for a new edition of Video Game Pickups. This is a PlayStation 4 edition. So with that said, we have about 9 to look at today. First up we have, of course, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. By far my least favorite Kingdom Hearts game. Sorry, but I'm just not the biggest fan of overall the music and stuff. Just the way the game plays. I know they like to experiment sometimes with Kingdom Hearts and stuff, but I'm just not a big fan of this style. Never big on these rhythm games personally. To each their own, though. So it's an interesting experience. If you do like timing rhythm games and stuff, you might actually enjoy this more than me. Next up, we have Season 2, Minecraft Season 2 Tall Tales series. Yeah, I've been wanting to find for a reasonable price range Season 2, as it's actually a bit more expensive and hard to find than the Season 1, surprisingly. So I'm assuming it must not sold as good, but still it is nice to have it, at least not have both seasons. And also it's great to have for any Minecraft fan. Next up, we have Dragon Ball Breakers, which is an interesting idea and take, per se, with actual timeline of Dragon Ball and then Dragon Ball Z villains, as there is no Goku in this timeline. So it's definitely unique and different and interesting. Have to give them points for at least trying something new out game-wise. Overall, I have very mixed opinions on the game for the most part. Personally, of the two specific things, Survivor and Radar, personally I prefer Radar over Survivor, but that's just me. So if you're all curious, you can, I would suggest to wait for a sale though. It was launched at only, I believe, like $30, so at least it's a budget title. It's not super expensive, but it is sadly, you're supposed to play it more like an online multiplayer type thing, and that's kind of one of the things I didn't care quite as much for the game. Though I still enjoy it for at least a little bit of stuff, its originality, trying something fresh and new. Speaking of, recently found on clearance, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Made by, of course, the same people who did Borderlands series. Eventually, I plan on trying to get around to actually trying the game out and see how overall it plays and overall what it's like game-wise. Does have my curiosity, and the fact that it was on clearance just made it all the more enticing to actually pick up, as it's still a relatively newer game. Next up is definitely the most interesting, unique, and bizarre game out of the pickups. This is a game called Galgun Double Peace. And it's basically an on-rail shooter, but let's just say there's a reason why it's rated M for mature. It's just really weird and out there. It's a very much a unique experience. If you want to try a not-so-traditional on-rail shooter, Galgun Double Peace is something to try out for its uniqueness. It has way too much DLC stuff. But yeah, basically give you an idea what the game is about. If you're all curious in the future sometime, I might do a record playthrough and you can see how bizarre and messed up this game actually is. But if you're all curious, check out some gameplay on Yo Video Games from several years ago. It's pretty funny seeing Maximilian Dude's reaction to the game, along with also Steve and Simmons. Definitely quite an experience. But with that said, next up, going on to Atlas, we have, of course, as I've played it some, and I do highly recommend the game, Persona 5 Strikers. Great game, especially if you like those hack and slash classic style games. It's a blast, honestly. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I'd actually say maybe like Persona 4 or 5 Strikers. I like it maybe a little bit more than another similar hack and slash game that came out not too long ago, Scarlet Nexus. So it's actually very interesting. It's a unique experience, and I love the art style. Next up is, of course, the best way to play Persona 5 with Persona 5 Royal. And I still have yet to really play through Persona 5, though I'm curious to see what it is like overall, and I will definitely be playing this version of the game, as it includes all the extra content. Though I'm still rather fond of Persona 4 Golden. Second to last, we have a really cool indie-style platformer adventure game. I love the more like cel-shaded cartoony art style, but gameplay-wise, it's definitely a Dark Souls-like game, at least in difficulty. It has certain elements of Dark Souls, but it definitely does not play anything like Dark Souls. But it plays more like a 3D action platformer, but like I said, I love the art style of this game. It is gorgeous looking. If you've not tried, I actually highly recommend checking out Blue Fire. Now, I personally bought this brand new for 20 bucks, so it is very affordable, very not so hard, and you can find it for like 20 bucks or so on eBay, so I recommend getting the game right now, as the price is good, and they recently also did DLC, so just know that. Last but not least is something I specially ordered a while back, waited to come in. Yeah, this is a physical release of Stray, but it's not the regular Stray, as you get this special slip-on case along with this, as this is a special PS4 version. This was a very limited physical release that you could only get through pre-ordering, and it sold out quick. Also, it has inside this a cool poster as well. I'm keeping this factory sealed because last time I checked, according to right now, the PS4 version, complete with the poster and everything included with the slipcover, is currently trending for about $200 now and up, which is absurd. But it was released by, as you see, IM8bit.com is who I bought it through. So, if you're at all curious, check it out. Also, that's how originally the only way you could get a physical release of also Cuphead was through going through the official website. But with that said, I want to end this edition with this really cool pre-ordered that I got in the mail a little while back of Stray. So with that said, I'll see y'all next time. Same YouTube time, same YouTube channel. If you're at all curious in the background, music today is Pleasure Quarter from Gravity Rush. With that said, I'll see y'all again soon enough. Stay safe out there.